Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. I welcome you to English grade 8 video lessons. I'm your instructor Zia Hamid. I hope that you're doing well and you're enjoying your learning. My dear learners, for grade 8, now we are dealing with our unit number 3. The title is Don't Quit. I hope that you have read it and you have covered the other SLOs. Now, it's time to complete the competency of grammar, and this will be our lecture number 2A. Now let's see what we are supposed to do by reading our students learning outcome and see how we can achieve it. Our students learning outcome or SLO for this video lesson is form adjectives from nouns and verbs. Now it's very easy to understand. What we are supposed to do is we are going to form, make or build adjectives from nouns and verbs. Now adjectives, as you are already familiar with, is a part of speech, and you have completed other SLOs in lecture 1A and 1B. Now this is for lecture 2A, that you have to make adjectives from nouns and verbs. Now here's a vertical linkage. And moving on to our brainstorming session, and today we have a prompt about, can you make more words with the word light? Now, how many words can you make with this word light? You can note them down, pause the video, think about it, and then come back quickly because we are going to start our main topic. Now, let's try to understand that in order to make more words, we have to understand the root word. Now, every word has a root, a beginning. The word that is the original word, its central meaning. Words are like trees. Why? Because their roots or root words hold the main meaning. Now, we drew an analogy of words with root words with trees. Now let's see how it is justified. Now we know that every word has a root word, its central or main meaning. Words are like trees, their roots or root words hold the main meaning. Now look at this picture. Look at the word happiness. What could be its root word? Discuss with your class. Now, if you see the word happiness, can you spot the root word and the root meaning, the main meaning of this root word? And yes, we can make so many different words by using this word. Now, let's move on. Let's look at another example. Imagine the root sun. As we can see over here, this is coming over and again. Why? Because it's a root word. It's a root. These are some words that grow from the same root. So with the root word sun, we can make words like sundress, sunflower, suntan, and the word sunny. Now, this is also possible for you to make more words and to form words by using this same technique. Now, let's see. To do this, we need to understand affixes. Let's see what they are. Let's take a brief history that long ago, people in ancient places like Rome used word parts to make new words and give them extra meanings. These parts can be added to the beginning and end of words and are called affixes. Now, affixes will help us make more words, and they can be added before the root word or after it so that we can make more words. Now let's try to understand more about root words. Root words grow by adding the following affixes. Now there are two types of affixes, my dear learners: prefixes and suffixes. Prefixes are word parts that are added to the beginning of words, to the start of words, and suffixes are word parts that are added to the end of words or at the end of the word. Now, learning about affixes is important because using prefixes and suffixes we can make so many different words, and we can also form adjectives using affixes from whether the word is a noun or a verb. Now let's see how we can build or form adjectives from nouns. Let's do a quick recap. An adjective is a word that describes a noun by adding more information about it. We already know this. Now let's see how we can build adjectives from nouns. Forming adjectives with affixes involves adding specific word parts to existing words to create new words. For example, adding un before the word happy, it will make it in the word unhappy, conveying the opposite meaning. Now, happy, when we added a specific group of words before this word, we made a different word, a new word. So, here it's an adjective, and when we added the prefix, as we know that prefixes are added before the root word, we make another adjective which is unhappy. Now these have two different meanings. Now we can see that by adding prefix before the word, we made a new word. Now let's look at some basic rules. And you already know, we need to recap a little bit. A noun is a word that represents a person, place, thing, or idea. Now, here are some basic rules. Now, suffix is adding y to the end of the noun. When we add y to the end of the noun, we make a new adjective. For example, the noun cloud, if you add a suffix right after the last word y, we make an adjective cloudy. Again, there are so many different kind of suffixes. One is y, adding y at the end of the word, and ful, full. Add ful to the end of the noun. For example, beauty will be beautiful. Now this noun, when we removed y and added full, we made another adjective from this noun which is beautiful. Another suffix is ous. So adding ous to the end of the noun, for example, the noun is danger. And if you want to form an adjective from this noun, you just add ous at the end, and this will be an adjective dangerous. It's telling us what is the intensity of something, dangerous, not dangerous, etc. So there are suffixes like y or l, ous, so that we can form adjectives from noun. Now let's form verbs. Let's make adjectives from verbs. Now you know that a verb is a word that expresses an action, occurrence, or state of being. Now when we add our suffix after the verb, we make adjectives like the word ing, adding it to the base form of the verb. For example, this verb excite if you want to convert or form it into an adjective, you will be adding ing. For the verb care, you can add ing as a suffix at the end and you will be making an adjective caring. Now, exciting, caring are qualities, they are adjectives. They are formed from verbs. Now, you need to remember that prefixes are added at the beginning of the root word and suffixes are added at the end of the root word. And adding prefixes and suffixes to existing words helps us create adjectives. Now, here's a very quick challenge for you. I hope that you find it interesting. There are some words over here and you have to make these either it's a noun or a verb and form adjectives. You can use prefixes and suffixes. Now, let's talk about another challenge. In your notebook, you have to list down as many adjectives as you can that end in the suffix ous. For example, the word dangerous, it's ending with the suffix ous. So you need to come up with so many different such words that are ending in ous. Here is a simulation video for you to watch for better understanding. And now, for your classroom activity from page 25, you have to form adjectives from the following nouns and verbs. Also, use the adjectives in sentences of your own. Now, these words can be a mixture of nouns and verbs, and by using affixes, which are prefixes and suffixes, you can form new adjectives, these words. Now, this is your worksheet to solve, and you will put your learning into practice by solving this worksheet. My dear learners, for your homework, we have a question. You have to fill in the chart that's given over here by adding affixes to the base word of your own choice to create dictionary. With the help of a dictionary, write down the meanings of the new words in the last column over here. So this is your homework, and now we are here at the end of our video lesson with some resources like worksheet, presentation, your lesson plan, skill sheet, and a question bank. Now all these can be found in the description of the video. These resources are for your help and for your better understanding. My dear learners, I hope that you had great time learning about adjectives and also that how we can form, how we can make adjectives using nouns and verbs. And we do this by using affixes, and they are prefixes and suffixes. They are specified words that you need to memorize. You need to memorize most of the prefixes, the words. For example, the word inter, INTER is a prefix, and there are so many other prefixes, and likewise there are so many different suffixes, and by using these you can make so many different adjectives from whether it's a noun or a verb. Thank you for listening. I hope that you understand it well. Allah Hafiz.